guys, welcome to Comfy Cozy Up. I have not done a reading vlog. I think it's a month. Yeah, it's been a while. I've done some vlogs, but they were mostly on events, which I was so happy about. September was a busy month. I had stuff going on all the time. And then I started October on vacation. I had 9 days off, and it was also my birthday week. And thanks for the love, guys, on my dress that I made. I was super glad it came out great. Love how it fits. And I bought myself a gift. If you were on my TikTok, you already know what it is, but I'm going to show you in a minute. But let's talk about reading. Now, I started this month finishing off the Book of Winter. Yeah, I know how I feel. Go see my reaction video. But I did start off October finishing this book. And, you know, a lot of tap going on here. But I already talked about it in my favorite and prediction video of the storyline. So, and I probably at the end of the month, my wrap up, talk more about it. But it's not much to say if you haven't checked out those videos. I did also finish one Victober. So this video is mainly a Victober video and also catching up on some fun projects and things that I want to do. So I did finish Clotel, and this is a Victorian novel. Is considered the first African-American male author, African-American period, I think, William Wells Brown, and I will talk about this in this video as well. I did finish it. It is a very interesting novel that is pretty much nonfiction, because of the author's experience and what he used to add to the story were actually true things. But we'll talk about that later. The book that I'm going to start in this video is a short one, The Picture of Dorian Gray. I had this on my shelf for a minute. Initially, I thought this was my mother's copy because I've taken some books from my mother. Yeah, this was my copy from high school. It is very, you see the color of the pages, that should tell you how old it is. Not to mention, smack dead, my name and my homeroom number from high school is in this. So this is, I think, my sophomore year high school. I don't remember reading it. I absolutely don't remember a doggone thing about it. But I was notorious. I mean, it's shameful. It's shameful. But I was notorious in high school of reading those Cliff Notes and doing my reports on those Cliff Notes and still doing very good because I know how to BS in a paper. So I'm pretty sure I never read it. I'm pretty sure I used Cliff Notes to do my reports on this book, but I don't remember it at all. So I'm going to reread it. And you know the saying, a lot of books that you didn't care for in high school and you were younger, reading it as an adult gives a different viewpoint and you enjoy it more. And I guess it goes by, like when I think about Animal Farm, if I had read that as a young person, I probably would have went over my head like, what the hell. But reading as an adult, I absolutely love that book. So I'm hoping to get the same thing from this. Like reading it now, I might be like, oh my god, why didn't I read that? I don't recall reading this damn book. Absolutely. But then again, I did read two books. So maybe once I start reading it, it might jog my memory. But I had to laugh when I opened the book and saw my name in the damn book, homeroom number, and my high school. And guys, this book was $1. $1. This book was published back in 1891, but this edition came out in 94. And I guess when it came out, I'm pretty sure I did not buy it. I was not in high school in 94, so I know. so I know this ain't this was when I bought it. It had been out for a few years. But it was $1. Just to see how much book price has jumped. That, you know, and I'm sure this right now is probably about $10. That is crazy to see that. $1 freaking dollar. In Canadian, it's $1.50, and in UK euro, it was 75p. I don't know what that is. Pence. I don't know what you guys' currency that you use. But it's just to know the price of books these days. So then I got one book from Penguin Random House. I'm gonna grab it. And then I got the stack of books that is from you know last year I was doing the review and reading the books, debut novels. They sent me a stack of it again. I don't know where I'm gonna put these books because I'm running out of space. But let me show you the stack that came to me already, and then also the one that I got from Penguin Random House. So let me grab those. Alright, as you can see, this might not have been a good idea to do it like this, but let me see if I can set it up. Alright, so this one is the only one that I did get from Penguin Random House. It's just, this book just came out. Rules of Three, E.G. Scott, and it's very much themed for again, it's a thriller mystery kind of deal, so I'm definitely gonna read it this month in between my Victorian book. So I'm excited for this one. And then these are all debut. Quite a few of these I've seen floating around on Instagram, especially the top one, Honey and Spice, over the summer. But these, and I've only read one, which I think I reviewed because I read it on my Kindle, which was Digging Up Love, which I told you, I read that early summer. And so these are books. I'm not going to go into them, guys, because it's 18 books. It's just no. I'll just go through them as I read them and talk about them. But I'll probably at some point like do a quick video of just going through them so you can see a little bit of them. And maybe if you've read any of them, let me know, because I don't really know where to start and what to start with first. I was going to start with this one because it's such a popular one. It's contemporary, but other than that, some of the other ones I'm not familiar with. But these are all debut authors. Every single one of them on this list. As far as novel, this author, I have read her short story collection, but this is her full novel. So that's where I'm at with these. And now I gotta, y'all, I don't even know where I'm putting this, but I'm gonna put it on the floor for now until I figure out where I'm gonna be putting some of these new books. And these are only 18. Last year I think they sent me 50. So I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact there's more coming. That much I do know. But I have no idea how much this year I will be getting. But it's going to keep me busy and also help me to not buy any books. I don't see myself purchasing any more books for the year. I have no reason to. I don't even have like a top author for the year that I'm like interested in reading. I did want to read Elizabeth Strout new one, the fourth book in the series, but they only have it in hardcover, and I don't want to read it in hardcover because all the other three books in the series are all I have in paperback, and I want to keep it in paperback because it just go together. I'm throwing in a hardcover and the mix is just gonna throw me off. I'm one of those people, guys. I'm one of those people. So I'm gonna patiently wait a few months until the paperback comes out, and unless somebody know if maybe the UK have it in paperback already, I have no idea. But I know all I see online is only the hardcover, and I don't want a hardcover. I want the paperback. So I'm gonna have to wait to read the fourth book unless I get it on Kindle. But Kindle these days are ridiculously expensive. I don't understand. It's a Kindle. Why am I paying almost the same price as a physical book? It doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna patiently wait, even though it's killing me because I really love her books. I'm such a fan of hers. I'm so glad I discovered her this year. So that is it as far as books goals. But let's get into what I bought myself for my birthday, and what other people gave me. So I showed it on Instagram. I used quite a few of it already, so it doesn't make sense. But I got a box from a lovely journal buddy. She's subscriber on here. She's also following me on Instagram, but we do journaling. And I was so happy when I got a box of all the goodies, so I did put that on Instagram. Follow me on Instagram for stuff like that. Then my brother got me this journal, so let me grab that. So it was such a meaningful gift because he thought about me in terms of what I would appreciate. I am not fussy, but I like thoughtful gifts that even though it's simple, for me it was thoughtful. So he went to this store. I don't even know what the store name is. And he got me this journal, guys. And on it says, tomorrow belongs to those who can hear it coming. And this is a quote from David Bowie that is on there. But just the leather and how vintage it looks. It has all these imperfections on them. And the paper is all craft paper. So I was just like, yeah. I don't even know what to do with this because I don't want to use it. But then I'm like, I need to use it because I'm that person that a gift is more special to me when you actually use it versus saving it. I don't like doing that. So I have to figure out how I'm going to use it. And I just love it. So this made my day. I didn't expect it because I'm like opening up the box like, what is he going to give me? Because I don't know him to be like a good gift giver like that. But it was thoughtful. He was very thoughtful because he knew I'm such heavy into journaling and I love notebooks. So it's a treasure. So then I am still what's the word? I am still nurturing my craft of sewing. So I have a sewing machine, I have a serger, I have all these other tools that I've purchased to make clothes. And one of the biggest thing that I didn't have that I always wanted is a bust. I wanted a mannequin, but it's hard to really get a mannequin when you are full figure. I have the top heavy, I have fupa, so I have to think of things that is going to be hard to get a bust that is going to represent my body. Lo and behold, after doing a lot of research, because I was thinking about this for months, I found a bust that is full figure and adjustable. So as I lose weight, I can shrink it. If I gain weight, Lord forbid, I can extend it. And it is full figure. And I was so happy that I was able to purchase this for my birthday to myself. I knew somebody would have bought it, but for me, it was just special just purchase it for myself. I am, the word is, like I said, nurturing my craft and learning to sew and do other things. And I'm getting better, and I am, in my head, I'm at the space now where I feel like I want to create more so things that I come up with. I did come up with my birthday dress. I didn't use a pattern. I used my own ideas for the dress. And it was difficult to fit it because I didn't have a mannequin at the time when I made it. But now that I have it, it's so much easier so far to like envision the outfit and to do adjustment easily versus having to try the outfit on like 50 times to get it right. So let's show you what I call her Jilly, guys. She got a name. So let me show you what she looked like. Alright, hey guys, so hopefully my head's not cutting off. But this is Jilly. I have something I'm working on her. Again, I gotta close it out so you get an idea of what I'm making. But let's take her off. But this is Jilly, guys. Isn't she amazing? So you see how it's extended in the center, and she's currently now my shape. So I have clothes on, of course, but every measurement is taken as far as the bust, the waist, the hips. I did the measurement on myself and on her. So it's kind of weird seeing that this is what my body really looks like. but you know, enclosed. Like I don't know. When I'm standing next to it, I don't see it. But measurement wise, this is what my body look like, guys. So, but she worked out good. When I did put my birthday dress on her, it after I finished it and wore it, it fit just like that. I do have this skirt that I'm working on. I have to make some adjustment to it. So that's what I'm gonna also be working on. It's a little too big, so I have to take it in. So it's going to be nice to put it on there. It's also adjustable with the legs, so I can also use it for pants. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, guys, she's amazing. And she got boobs. So this is a plus. The waist is extendable as well. And she is, she's wide. So if you look from the side, she's wide. So if you see me, sorry, you can see her now. But yeah, but this is Jilly, and I am excited to have her now. I got to figure out where to put her. I have been putting her right here for now, but I need to figure out where I need to move her around and find like a permanent spot for her to be chilling at when I'm not using her. But yeah, this is Jilly, guys, and my head's probably cut off, but that's okay. She's the main attraction, right? Yeah. So I am going to do some journaling right now and start reading this. And yeah, I also got a lot of fabric, a whole lot of fabric for my birthday as well. So there's so much stuff I want to make. So I want to start working on some holiday dresses. And yeah, and we will go from there. Journaling things I'm going to talk about, but I think I want to put that in the community board, because by the time you see this video, it'll be too late to enter the word of the day for a journal mood. So yeah, but let's do some journaling. Hey guys, so yesterday was a super busy day. I had like my doctor's appointment, which is just mammogram story. It was good. Yeah, we have to thank God for that. We women are getting those done yearly. So, and I got more books, guys. Got more books. Now you guys know I already read Black Cake. And it's surprisingly the most viewed video so far this year. I have no idea why, and why that got more views than all the other videos that I've done. But it is the most viewed. And so these three are actually Caribbean books. I don't know much about it. They sent me one nonfiction. It's just, the topic alone is heavy. Yeah, I know. And then, of course, Black Cake, which I read already, which is Caribbean. This is also Caribbean. I think the author is Haitian. So I'm going to read that at some point. And this one is also Caribbean. It doesn't say yet, but the author is in UK, but it is Caribbean. So, again, I'll get to this at some point. Don't know much about these. Like I said, a lot of them I'm going in blind. Seriously, going in blind. But I'm just happy that I got some Caribbean in the mix. I don't know about the other 18 if any of them were Caribbean, but I know for a fact these three are Caribbean. So I'm excited to dig into those. Plus, haven't this one I've seen on Instagram of people reading this, but I haven't seen this one. So, but I'm curious on this one. I love those UK neighborhood saga kind of situation, and this looks like it's like an inner city kind of book, so I might actually pick this up next. Although I am still curious about Honey and Spice, even though I heard it's a YA. But I haven't read any YA this year. I don't think so. I read any YA this year. But I always try to read at least 3 YA a year. I'm not a big YA person, but I do usually put in at least 3. So maybe I'll definitely read that, since it kind of falls under that kind of thing. But correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's a YA. But this is not. Alright, y'all. You know how I said I don't read horror? I could do this. It is considered a gothic classic. I am literally, what am I on? I'm on page 135, and it ends 165. So like 30 pages to go. Y'all. I'm still shocked. Guys, I went to a Catholic high school. I'm a little surprised that this was a reading on our list. I would just think they would have put something like this on our list. But it makes me want to go back and look at the list of books that I should have read and didn't read, and how I would love it now. I would say I would have probably never appreciated this book in high school. I would have never. But as an adult, grown, Lord Henry, I swear, almost every tab that I put is some crap that comes out of Lord Henry's mouth. He was really doing it. He was really doing it. This one, when he says, oh my God, so I could find the page. This is when he's talking about marriage. He said, when a woman marries again, it is because she detested her first husband. When a man marries again, it is because he adores his first wife. Women try their luck, men risk theirs. It's a lot of that going on in here. He literally is like that man that just really don't like women. There's one where he talked about like women who are considered living in a kind of paradise setting, and why and then he compare it to Eve. But it's how he said it. I would have to, like, when I do my wrap up, I'll just give you out some more of those lines that he put in here. But let me tell you, I was like cracking up every time he opens his mouth, because I just know he's gonna say some ish that I'm like, yo, Oscar Wilde was he was a character. He's a character. Like, and another thing is, this book is very poetic. In a dark way, it is very poetic. Like, it's just poetry emotions for me. But I'm gonna give, when I finish it, I'm coming back. I do give you my full rundown on this book. But I am like really thinking, like, what else do I have on my shelf that I have not read? I mean, it's not that much. This shelf is about 70% read, maybe 80% read. I don't think I have that many books on this shelf that I haven't read. Most of my unread book, I have a separate shelf for that. So I'm pretty sure I'm probably gonna like save that for Vlogmas in December. I kind of go through this and see what books I've read and do like a little video on that, because I'm curious what else did I have on my shelf that I haven't read. I think it's 2 books left on the shelf that are considered classic or modern classic that I haven't read. But my God, this was a gem. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm curious how it's gonna end, because, you know, Y'all know Dorian Gray is doing the most in this, if you've read this. Yeah. So anyway, I am going to do some journaling. I have all these cut-ups, guys. I have all these cut-ups for this outfit that's on the bus. But it's a lot of pieces, guys. It's a lot of pieces. Like, this is not a quick process that I'm going to be able to be whipping out like I do in a lot of my outfits that I make, where it's like the most is like 5 or 6 pieces. This is like 12 pieces, maybe more than that. But it's gonna get done because it's gonna be worn, and it's thick fabric, so I can definitely wear it in the winter with some boots. But it's a work in progress. This is not gonna be definitely not gonna be done in this video. Also working on some leather pouch, leather travel, faux leather. They're faux leather traveling bags, because I realized a lot of time I just dump things in my suitcase or my travel bag. So I wanted something that's like I can travel with, zip it up kind of deal. So I'm doing a few of that this week. And yeah, so let's do some journaling, guys. Let's do some journaling. And to think I don't read horror, but I could do this. This is my kind of scary crap. Even though I'm not scared, I'm just intrigued. It's not scary at all. At all. It's alright, guys. Let's journal. Alright, guys, so we have this and we have this. So I did finish this already. I'm going to tell you about it. I just finished this one, so I'm going to go into this. Now this is a 5-star read, no if and buts about it. So I'm going to try to go into it with not too deep, because it's such a short, sweet, well crafted, well written, very poetic, very much dropping quotable moments in this book that I want you to somewhat still have this blind take on it. But what I would say is, the story just really followed an artist, and he painted a portrait of a man named Dorian Gray. And the way the painting is done, it gives you a sense of the interpretation that one has of someone else. And think of when you see an artwork and how you can ask different individuals and their interpretation of the artwork is different. So you have the artist who find Dorian Gray to be fascinating muse, and he pour all of his creative juice into this artwork, and it meant so much to him. Then you have the artist himself, who somewhat not really see what was initially in front of him. But then you have a third person, Lord Henry, who is a great manipulator in this. He likes to he likes to talk ish, and how his view of it was totally different. The painting sort of took on a life of its own as how it affects the characters, how it affects Dorian Gray, and how it also affects Basil the artist. And over time things started happening. It became this creepy gothic horror book, and things are happening in this that is pretty much it's good and evil. That's the best way to put it. It's characters and how Dorian Gray become this thing after a while, and its connection to the painting, and aging. The idea of aging also is a big deal on this as well. But there's this part in this that I love where a woman was involved, and how he looked at her, put her on this pedestal in terms of how great she was as an actress, and how when that was sort of kind of not take, when she did something to kind of take that that image away from him. He couldn't handle it. And there's something he spit, and I kind of was like, oh, I was soaking it up about, you know, your craft and how it should be cherished and respected, and not, you know, I don't know the words I'm looking for this. This is so complicated for me to review this because I can't say a lot of things I want to say, but I'm going to just end this by saying this because I just don't want to spoil this for anybody. If you haven't read this classic, pick it up. It is an easy read. The writing style is not complicated at all. You would definitely enjoy this. And again, quotable moments. I would definitely reread this. I will reread this with no problem. So, y'all, it is so good. I love this. Absolutely love this. All right, so another classic that I'm going to talk about is Cortell. I always get the name kind of mixed up. William Wells Brown. Now, he is a former slave that ran away. First attempt he ran away was with his mother. They got caught. She got sold. Book got sold, but nothing was known after that. He again attempted a second time and actually succeeded. And in this book, the beginning I love about this book is you get his story. And you get how he became a scholar. And I love how they talked about in this, they shared how the little things of learning how to read. The little things that took for him to learn how to even write his name. And I thought it was fascinating in this. Now, it does go into the story of Cortell, which is supposed to be, quote unquote, loosely based on the daughter of Jefferson. So, which we all know Sally had quite a few kids for him. So this is supposed to be the daughter of. And this book is supposed to be a novel, but honestly it felt more like a nonfiction. Because the author used quite a lot of his own experience in this book. Now, this book is heavily talks about church, the religious institution in the U.S. at that time period during slavery. Every single one of the religious institution that was around during that time owned slave. Some more than others, but they all at some point owned slave. And so there's that religious views and talk and about in a biblical sense of what part of the Bible was manipulated to use to justify owning slave. And then there's also the other part that is kind of like a devil's advocate in this, where it talks about the part where you should not. Now, in this, the writer himself, his gonna have to talk quick because the battery's about to die. His slave owner that he ran away from was a reverend. And then, of course, in this you have Claudette, where she was, when she was sold, she ended up with a man who was getting into politics and was also getting into religious ceremony, that kind of deal. So there was that somewhat love, and I hate that when, you know, slave owner and the slave himself are having a relation. But in this, they give you that there was somewhat of a relation. They have a child, but it's not recognized because you couldn't marry someone who is not of your race back then. Eventually, she got sold again, and there's like this cycle of her not dealing with it, and it becomes of her escaping, but then getting into another situation that was just as bad, and her herself now have a child. Now keep in mind, her mother was of mixed heritage, Jefferson White, so she was already passing. Then she ended up having a child who was even worse, because there's that one drop that makes her black, but nothing on her would say she's black. Now she's now a slave but looks very white, And there's a part in the story where the woman of the house was basically trying to put her in the sun to bake her, thinking that's going to make her look black. Because just to know that you're making this person that looks very white a slave, and because of the whole one drop rule and how much it was affecting. Even in this, Cartel had to cut her hair because she had the long flowing hair, and that was just like pissing the woman off. As she had to chop her hair off, which eventually helped her in terms of all the escapes that she did. She was able to pretend to be a white man. So there's a lot of that in this, but it felt more like, again, a nonfiction. It did not feel like a novel at all. It just felt like we were just hearing stories, and we're getting stories from different aspects of women who could pass, people who could pass, and then also those who were able to escape, and some of the issues that happened with them getting caught, or those who were able to succeed and not get caught. That's what you get in this. So again, for this being the first published, keyword published, because, you know, I don't know if that's the first book ever, but they consider it the first book published by a black African-American author. It was interesting. I definitely learned a lot. I felt like I was in sorry guys, I need water. I felt like this gave more of things you just didn't think about, things you didn't consider, especially the religious aspect of slavery in this country. That was very much ugly, and just to think that these religious institution was really a part of the brutality of slavery is wild and unbelievably sad. And many have never taken the responsibility of the role that they played. They just kind of like act like it didn't happen. But we do know there's records, there's tons of records, there's tons of churches that were built for by slaves, and it's sad. But I didn't realize how many of them were involved. Literally, I thought it was just mostly the certain church that you hear about, but it's every single one of the religious institution at the time had slaves, every single one. And so yeah, we're gonna put this down. But this, again, I said it's very heavy, but like I said, if you are a person that likes history, who likes to learn a lot about things that often not talked about, you definitely will get something from this, because like I said, the author himself, his life story is already fascinating as it is, much less a story that took a lot of influence from him, and as well as real life characters that he took stories from and kind of made it into I guess you could say novel form, because of course there's certain things you know exactly what the person said, but for the most part it really is a nonfiction. It really is. So I'm gonna end this here, and I am starting Victoria Good. I am currently reading. Let me grab it before this video. Before this video shut off, let me just say. So I am currently reading this. I'm not that far in. So Pick with Paper. This is Charles Dickens. This is my 10th Charles Dickens. I have no idea if it's going to finish. And I want to start Thomas Hardy, Mayor of Casterbridge. I need to get into this. So I think I might actually focus more on this, and then little by little pick up this. And then I'm still trying to read another book. And that might be the last 3 books that I attempt to read for the rest of the month, because this month is flying. And that, anyway, let's end this now. If you haven't been over my Instagram, a journal mood, the questionnaire thing is open today. If you're watching this on Saturday, it's going to be up until 6 o'clock, where you can put in the word of the day. I will have the calendar up on Saturday, and I'll have a video on Tuesday talking more about it. But you can get the calendar on my Instagram as well as my blog. The calendar will be up on Sunday, so you can participate and journal with me every day in November. So I'll get back to you with all the good stuff. So we're going to end this, because I'm surprised it didn't cut off yet, but we're going to end this. Thanks for watching, guys, and I see a lot of new subscribers. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And thanks for deciding to, you know, join my corner of YouTube. And I'll see you in the next one.